Good morning, friends. Your morning with DMT, relationship, reality bullshit. So you guys are going to take a little walk with me this morning. I'm always on with my cool down. Relationships are coming up right now at a level that I'm for a reason. I've shut down. I really had to go dive deep into my own soul, my own work, my own tools, because I wanted to know if they worked. I'm very committed to practicing what I preach, because if it doesn't work, why the hell are we teaching this shit? And this is where I get tripped up. We are getting so lost in strategy, books, gurus, therapy. I was just on a podcast yesterday. And I was on this podcast yesterday, and he was asking about, I don't know how it came up. He said, you don't believe in therapy? And I said, for extreme cases, I absolutely do. But 20 years of therapy is continually validating and labeling you as a victim and as a problem, and you need to be fixed. And it's bullshit. It's bullshit, and you all know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. We had to find a way to figure this stuff out. We got books, we got problems, we got challenges. We got it. We figured it out. But you don't need 20 years of therapy. You need clarity now, okay? Sorry, guys, I'm just finished my workout and this was on my mind. So here's the big deal. We're all stuck in relationship reality checks right now, and nobody wants the truth. So here's the truth. I have 3 steps, and everybody's like, it's my husband, it's my wife, it's this bullshit. I'm involved with some of these men's groups, and I feel for them because they get stuck. They get stuck in these men's groups with strategy. Why? Because men are strategists. That's who they are. They're very logical brained. Their brains want logic and reason, and then they apply it. So here's a strategy. Makes sense, right? And they apply it. And then it doesn't work with their feminine, emotional wife. And the reason I'm sharing this is because you don't have a communication problem. You don't have a strategy problem. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. I'm just using men as, for example. My husband has been through so many men's groups because he's truly driven to want to know. And I really started seeing a pattern. And the pattern is he's using their strategies as a tool, i.e. you'd go in the toolbox, you'd get the screwdriver, you'd apply it to the screw, you'd take the screw out, winner, I met the goal. And that's not how relationships work. So the problem is we don't have a simplified strategy. So you don't have a communication problem, you don't have a strategy problem. You ready? You have an honesty problem. And that is truly the whole point of this whole game we're in right now, and everybody's trying to avoid it. And the honesty problem is you don't know who the fuck you are. Period. You don't know who you are, and so when you show up with your spouse, your business partner, your children, you're not a stable lighthouse that doesn't move because you know who you are. That's why I've done all the work I've done. This is why I keep doing the work I'm doing. Because I'm trying to teach you all, you need a map or a blueprint of who you are, so you can stay stable in that lighthouse map blueprint. And so this is a big deal for most people because they're struggling to go, Daune, I've read the books, I've been to the classes, I've been to the gurus. I get it. It's why all my classes have been shortened down to 60 to 90 minutes. 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps. That's it. You're done. Apply your map and see your bullshit. So the 3 steps that I try to get people to understand is you need to know, 1, your bullshit. And I call it bullshit because it's much more appropriate for your 4 B's. Your blocks, your baggage, your emotional bullshit baggage, your bruises, and your breakthroughs. And it's funny because I watch people avoid their breakthroughs, even though that's the thing that'll freaking set you free. So I watch this with client after group after group, and it's the same thing. So they have this in theory, the strategy that will work, but the actual strategy doesn't work. Why? Because it is not in alignment with step number 2, your authentic self. So the strategy might work for someone else, but it doesn't work for you because it's not authentically you. So we show up inauthentically with who we were taught to be instead of who we are. And when you know who you are, it's a lot easier not to move. And then the step 3 is a choice. Is this what I want or is this what I need? And everybody right now is stuck in neediness. Why? You don't know you need it. You're like, I need this. No, if you need something, that's a lack scarcity perspective. And sadly, we don't realize that. And so I need you, wife, to do this so I will be happy. I need you, spouse, husband, to be more this so I'll be happy. I need more money so then. That means you don't have it. And my point is that if it's a want, it's a lot easier to express it from your soul, saying, this is something that's really vitally important to me, and I really want this. So the point I'm trying to make is that there is so much wonderful stuff out there, right? It's wonderful. We've done a lot of the last 10, 15 years of psychology deep diving. Well, we're out of the psychology now. We're now into the application of it. And the biggest trip up is everybody's using therapy and books and strategy. And I'm in corporate America a lot, executives, right? And they want me to come in and give them a strategy to get along. And I find that so fascinating, right? That they need a strategy to interact with each other. I'm like, because you all don't know who the hell you are when you get to work. No strategy is going to work. Now, it might work for a few of you because some strategies are pretty damn great. But they need to be basic, right? And simple. And they're not. And so especially those of you, I'm going right into marriage right now because my husband and I have had a lot of challenges. People are like, oh, how are you guys so amazing? Because we've had challenges. That's why we're amazing. We have a powerful marriage for a reason. And it's not for lack of challenges. We've had a rough couple of years, like all of you. Why? Because we were diving into shit that we didn't want to deal with. And this is the second piece that I try to teach people in my relationship classes. Your reality is a reflection of your relationships. And so every time he would show up and trigger me, it's something I needed to see inside of me. Right? Fuck. That was a big wake-up call, right? I teach it, but was I actually seeing it? So I love him. And I was actually had to sit back and go, thank you. No one wants to say that to their spouse. Thank you for triggering me. Thank you for sticking the hot poker in my side. Thank you for blinding me with the energy I don't want to look at. Nobody says thank you. And at the end of the day, that's why I call it your 4 bullshit spots. They're called hot spots for a reason because they burn to get too close. You're a lighthouse. You have 12 rooms in your lighthouse, all representing the astrology wheel. Self, money, value, security, relationships, sex, partnerships, health, career, intuition, beliefs. And you got a couple of those rooms that are pretty hot. You don't go into them. And again, they keep blindsiding you and they show up as your spouse. or your partner, or whoever it is. And then they kind of poke you a little bit, trigger you a little bit to walk into that room. And then when you won't walk in the room, you get blindsided by something that hurt your feelings. It's bullshit. We're here to learn. I was having this fascinating talk with my husband this morning because of this class, this new relationship class I'm teaching. You don't have a communication problem, you have an honesty problem. That's the class. And I said, you know what's so fascinating? I try to teach people is you came here to master a couple classes that you don't like. You came here to learn those classes, and I didn't like geometry. I literally in high school, I can tell everybody, I passed with a D barely, and then I didn't do well in chemistry. And he was like, well, how did you pass chemistry? I go, cheated. I cheated my way through chemistry because it just wasn't happening, which is funny because I'm a science nerd. I have a physiology degree. Calculus, all those things made sense. Physics made sense to me, but chemistry didn't. So my point is that I still had to take class. I still had to show up and I still had to pass some way. But I showed up and I found a way. You all have 4 hotspot classes that you're avoiding. And if you would just pass them, you would move on to the next level of your life. That's the cool part. And I teach it. It's on paper. You can see it. It's visual. But at the end of the day, that's not what we're doing, right? So anyway, there's my morning rant because relationships right now are in such a huge awakening of people are running away. I want to run away from my bullshit instead of stepping in and saying, okay, do I know my BS? Do I know my authenticity? And is this a want or a need? Morning. And we keep going to classes and we keep going to groups and we keep showing up and work on your inner child, which your inner child is one of those hotspots. It's your moon sign. It's your mother wound. And your blocks, your money blocks, your security blocks, it's your father wound, Saturn. Like it's all in there. But if you could see it on paper, wouldn't that make that a lot easier? If you could see your own blocks, baggage, your bruises, and your breakthroughs on paper, why the hell wouldn't you do it? But it's astrology. Now, I could give a shit less about your crystal ball. I don't care about the future. Your future's going to look like the last 30 years of your life. Tomorrow and the next day, if you don't know who you are and if you don't understand. So, anyway, there's my relationship rant. Your reality of your relationships is bullshit. It is not a communication problem. It's an honesty problem. Because you ever imagine when you sat down with your partner and you said, this is struggling with me, and your partner said, you know what? I know my BS. I know my wounds. And you know what? When I show up, I'm probably bringing that to you. I can see that, how that, me doing that would affect that and trigger you. And I apologize. This is what I'm going to do instead. And sorry about that. I just got redirected. So my point is that if you had a tool, that's the tool I teach in relationship reality check and or my Soul Masters class. Sorry. My Soul Masters is deep diving of all of this, just so you know. So anyway, it's all in my link in bio. This isn't a promo talk. This is I'm tired of the bullshit talk. I'm tired of listening to everybody say it's their fault. It's my spouse. And you have no idea how to step up and say, is this me? I had a lot of abandonment stuff. I had a lot of sitting back and playing small and playing, the victim like nobody shows up for me bullshit until my husband did it enough until I realized, thank you, honey. I needed to see that and blast it out of my own reality. So this is a big deal. If you cannot sit with minimal these 4 spots, yes, your chart, anybody who knows astrology, your chart has all these massive pieces, but it really points to those 4 karmic hotspots. Those are 4 karmic classes that you came to master. And I have yet to find a client who doesn't avoid those 4 spots. They avoid it at all costs till they get blindsided again and again and again. And so these are honesty patterns. These are honesty patterns, not where you're broken, nothing's wrong with you, you're not broken, you don't need to be fixed. You need to go to class. And I mean go to class to say, holy shit, I'm badass, I'm powerful, I can do this. It's really uncomfortable because I didn't do it as a child. And yes, it goes back to those childhood wounds and the inner child wounds and all this bullshit. But at the end of the day, let's just clean this up once and for all. You do not have a communication problem. You have an honesty problem. And if you knew how to look at yourself and your map and your soul map on paper and said, these 4 spots, you're right. I show up. I bring this bullshit to my wife, to my kids, to my coworkers, to my team, to my money, to my health. This pattern right here is something I keep repeating over and over again. Holy shit, I have my power back. I'm a fully lit lighthouse. I got this. Sorry. Something in my eye. I was working out. I'm taking you guys for a walk. I got a lot going on, but I was trying to this phone call happened to me within the last 2 weeks so many times that I try and explain to you, if you don't know who you are, you're going to keep bringing your bullshit to everybody else and blaming them for your triggers and wounds. That's it. So own your shit. You hear that? That was a kind of our alarm. I had a little woodpecker back here. So I love you all. You guys want questions? Go take the free reality check quiz. It's right in my link in bio. Take the quiz. Just see what your reality energy, your relationship reality looks like. It'll just take you through the steps and see, am I really avoiding my reality? Or am I ready to look at it on paper, own my bullshit, step into my authenticity, and start making choices from wants instead of needs? Can you do it? Are you ready? I think you are. I think the energy on the planet, we can go into the universe and the planet and the Palladians and the planets are making me do this and nobody's making you do shit. You came here with master classes, master lessons, and there's 4 major ones and it's time to take them. You can avoid them or you can step in. And I'm telling you, the moment you step in, you start getting clarity on boundaries and ownership and who you are and where you came to grow, your whole life literally turns into an entire new reality. The one you want, the one you deserve. You guys, I love you. Brightest blessings. Find me if you have any questions in the DM or just hop into the link in bio and all my stuff is there to help you with exactly what I just shared you with. So game on. You're good. There's nothing wrong with you. You're a badass. I love you. Have a great day. Take care.